cool. And Nick, is my voice coming through okay, or is there an echo?
No, it's coming through fantastic,
All
man.
right,
And so,
cool.
teammates, if you don't mind, man, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself right now. I'm gonna give you a second to unmute yourself, and please give a rousing, rambunctious, prove it movement welcome to the one and only Douglas Hunt. And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
Douglas.
Welcome. Thanks for
Welcome,
coming back,
Douglas.
Douglas.
Welcome, Douglas.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Aaron. Welcome,
Welcome.
welcome.
So great
This is
to.
so cool. It's so cool, man. So are you guys with RVPs? Now, I'm in the Northeast, but you guys cluster from different hierarchies, or these RVPs from different hierarchies that have come together to form this?
No, this is all Rahim and I's hierarchy, my wife and I.
This is
So yeah, the regional vice
beautiful.
presidents, this is myself, my wife Rahima, and Benicia Walker. We're the regional vice presidents that are on this call. And everybody else are people that are in our organizations that
But
we're
le-
responsible for.
but let me tell you, the energy I just got. This reminds me of I don't know how to say it. Like it just reminded me of like a senior national sales director energy.
Come on. We
It
received that.
really did because I'm sitting here and I'm listening and I'm just like, this is amazing. This is beautiful, guys. The opportunity here. It's funny. We just got off a call with Glenn and our chief financial officer. Her name is Stacy. And they were just going through how big Primerica has gotten. And for the first time in Primerica's history, we actually paid more investment compensation to the field than we did premium, right? And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing because it makes our stock price more attractive. Um, and on any given day, people got to realize that Primerica has a market valuation of between $8.5 billion dollars and $10 billion. Dollars. And it usually stays around $9 billion, dollars, right? So what that is it's price on the market. Like if we had to sell today, we would go for $9 billion. Dollars. And it's amazing because Stacy was really breaking down how the Primerica model is set to last for another 50 or 100 years because the amount of business that we have in life insurance, it literally at this point can carry the company for the next 15 years if we stopped operation. It would literally take 15 years to dissolve this thing if we stopped today. And we're only adding more momentum into the process. So I say all of that to say, just thinking about we're approaching our 50-year anniversary. Who's coming to convention? Who's coming to convention? This one's going to be big, guys. This one's going to be big because we're taking the middle market like we've never taken it before. Um, but as we celebrate 50 years, we got to remember that in 1977, when this company was founded, it was founded by people that were in their mid 20s to late 30s, okay? Um, who were very active, and we didn't have investments back then. So, what actually built out this distribution model that we call Primerica? It was recruiting and premium. Once we built out the distribution model through recruiting and premium, then we were able to flood that distribution model with investments. So, as we're approaching our 50-year anniversary, I want everybody to think, okay, it's time to go back into recruiting and premium over the next 50 years. We got to get these Gen Zs, okay? Gen Z RVPs are 2% of our Primerica population, and they average 350 recruits a year. So if you can appeal to somebody in that Gen Z category and just get them fired up, that's really the reason why they're outperforming, even though they're only 2% of the entire population, because a lot of Gen Z people, they're not lazy right now. They're just like disillusioned with what they're seeing. And if you're able to tap into their heart and get them excited about the opportunity to actually control their financial future, the opportunity to have autonomy, to not be trapped to that cubicle. You get them fired up about that, and they will recruit the masses. And can somebody say overrides? right?
Overrides.
Right. So there's a lot going on with the company, guys. When I say these next 3 or 5 years are going to look, so for the decade of dominance, we started investing in 2010, I believe. Was it no, it's 2020. Sorry. So far we've invested about $350 million into strategies for the decade of dominance. So let's talk about the results. Before the decade of dominance, which started in 2020, we created 95 millionaires, which was huge. And we had a lot of six-figure earners. Um, we had $95 million earners before the decade of dominance. That was 42 years it took us to get there. Since we started and invested into a strategy to build out the decade of dominance, we're already approaching 70, right? So that kind of puts into context what you have here. Like, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. This is an opportunity that you can pass on. You can decide to do ownership, right? Where you put your code into a trust, you put your trust into a holding company, and you make sure that pays, that protects your income. These are and if you can get a valuation of your business that's up to $500,000 and do that strategy, you have something that will pay you for 15 to 20 years or however long you need. So I know I'm rambling. I know I came on here for CRM, but I'm sorry, Nick. You got me hyped, bro. You got me hyped.
You good, Douglas. You good. You talking your talk, man. You good.
I appreciate you guys for what you do. I really do. But today we're going to talk about one of the strategies we invested in, CRM, Client Relationship Manager. And I'm going to pull up my list of things that we're going to cover tonight. Give me 1 second. Um, but if you're on here, this is good. I am about to share something in the chat, and I just want somebody to confirm that they get it. Let me see if I can grab this. Your computer. Okay. I just shared something in the chat. If somebody could just give me a thumbs up, just letting me know that it came through. It should be something that says how to export contacts. Does anybody see it? It's a PDF
Yeah.
file and it'll say how to export contacts. Okay, download that. Click on that item and download it because I'm going to show you why it's important. There have been some updates to CRM, so let's just go into the system. You click here, you go into CRM, that's going to bring you to your main page. And if you're new to CRM, I'll give it a brief, because I think we got some newer people on here, right? I think so. Um, if you're new to CRM,
Yep, we do.
really quick, it's Client Relationship Manager. It's not specific to Primerica. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? So if you are a financial advisor or in financial services, or actually any kind of business that distributes a product, you need a CRM. You need a Client Relationship Manager. And there's a lot of study that goes into a CRM. You have companies that will, if you work, for instance, at LPL Financial, right? If you are not using your CRM, but you're still selling, you'll get fired, right? So that kind of puts into context how important the CRM is because there's so much industry research that shows when you use this thing, you will make income, right? So Primerica, we've invested about 40 something $million into the system and we're still building it out. But I want to show you some items that Nick had requested before. Nick, I guess we can start with how to input your personal contacts and referrals into CRM. Okay. So, guys, the magic number of contacts that you want in your CRM is 1,000. 1,000 contacts loaded into your CRM. And also, if anybody has a question as I'm going along, just come off mute. And we don't know why. Once you have at least 1,000 contacts, you start getting business, but that's the magic number. So one of the complaints that we had was, how do I load like the contacts from my phone into CRM? That will make life a lot easier, right? So this is how we solved for it. We created an option in CRM. If you come over here on the left side and this navy blue panel pops out, you're going to scroll down until you see this option called bulk import. bulk import. When you click that option, it's going to tell you to first download the Excel template, right? So you want to download the Excel template and you'll have that on your desktop, but then you'll take your Excel file or CSV file, you click that button, you select it from your desktop, and then you hit next, and it'll take you through about three other questions before it loads all of those contacts into your CRM. So I'm hoping somebody has a question at this point, but let me know if not, because this is huge, right? A lot of us have like Gmail contacts. We have contacts. If you have an iPhone, you can load all of your contacts through your iPhone. It really works. It really works. But going back to what Nick was saying before, like you got to buy into this process, right? Like what you do, you bring a lot of value. You bring a lot of value just by having that life insurance license, having that investment license. It's okay to start sending what are called CRM email campaigns uh, to people that you know and don't know. Go ahead, Nicholas. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, I had a question.
Uh-huh.
So is there a way when you up, let's say I want to upload all my contacts from my phone, but you might have people in your phone that you like, I don't even know who this person is anymore, so like that. If I don't want to upload them, is there a way to deselect certain people as I'm uploading, or does it just upload everything, then I got to clean it up on the back end? How does that work?
You would clean it up in the Excel file,
Got it.
right? So let me show you what I dropped in the chat really quick. If you want to use the contacts in your phone, there's a way that you can convert all of your contacts in what's called a CSV file, which is comma separate vision. I can't remember what the V stands for, but it's a type of Microsoft Excel file that has all of the data from your contacts. So I want to show you guys really quick, and I'm hoping that somebody down or everybody downloaded that PDF. Sean, I see you. I'll be right there. I see you, bro. So if you have Google Contacts, you go into this website, contacts.google.com, and then you'll see the option to export. And then under those contacts, you'll select all contacts. Or Nick, to your point, you can select all contacts, or here it also gives you an option to manually add them. Now, that may be a long process depending on how many contacts you have. But again, what we're doing right now, guys, is we're creating the Excel file that you're going to upload into CRM so that you can target people with CRM email campaigns. And I'm going to show you the importance of that and how that works. But this is an example for Google. You got the website. You select whether or not you want only a few contacts or all of your contacts. And then right there in that website, you can choose Google CSV. So when you choose Google CSV, it automatically creates that file for you with all of the contacts, their name, their phone number, their address, their email address. It's all listed right there on the Excel file. And then what you're going to do with that file is come into bulk upload, choose the file, and start the import process. And this imports up to 4,000 contacts at a time. Also, keep in mind, there's things you can do. You can find CSV files online, right? Of people who are interested in, or maybe people who are orphaned from their life insurance company, right? I mean, there's all kinds of ways that you can get. I'm not going to go too deep into the woods on that because I know this is recorded, but there's ways, right, to obtain CSV files from people who would be interested in your opportunity. So I'll leave that. So that's how you would import your CSV file. I hope you guys got the PDF on how to do that. And let me see what we're going to do next. How to use CRM reports to help grow your life insurance and investment business. Okay. So check this out.
Hold on a second, Douglas. Before you go further, there was somebody that says that they couldn't open the file.
They couldn't open the which one?
the how to export contacts. Does anybody have any challenges opening up that file, the how to export your contacts file that Douglas sent
Yes,
Here.
out?
I don't even see the link in the
Good.
chat.
Okay, I think it's because you came on after. Did you come on after the Zoom started? That's
I was here before you guys started talking about anything.
okay. Let's try this again. I'm gonna try it as a Word doc. Thank you for telling me that. Let's try a Word document. Desktop. Okay. It's a desktop. Save. Chat. All right, I'm sharing it again. Boy, I gotta close it. Sorry. All right. All right. Okay, I just shared it again as a Word document, and then I'm going to share it again as a PDF also. Now, if you're on a phone, you know what just hit me? I think if you're on a phone, it may not show. Does anybody see what I just shared in the chat? Marquis, do you see it? You see it? Okay, so Marquis sees it. Anybody else? Nikisha, you see it? You got it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, whoever doesn't see it, I'll just get your information from Nick, okay, and I'll email it to you.
You know what, Douglas? I got it. I can send it out. Anybody who doesn't have it, I'll shoot it out to you because mine's is working,
All
and
right, cool.
I got the version, the PDF version, so I can email it out to anybody
All right,
who doesn't have
cool.
it. Yep, gotcha.
So yeah, so Nick, these are some great questions too, man. Like when I saw this, I was like, okay, I'm excited because data is money, guys. Data is money. Like here, I'm gonna show you really cool. Well, yeah, I do want to show you this. So if you go into RMC campaign, right? This is going to have all of the campaigns that are available if you hit explore all. And I think we have about 120. And they're different. You can actually filter them by category. Recently added, favorites, automated, business essentials. Business essentials are very popular. And you can actually preview what each email campaign is going to look like before it goes out. And also, you can decide the language that it goes out to. So if you have non-English speaking clients, you can select, okay, I'm going to send this to them in Spanish. Um, so the reason why this is big is because when you decide to send one of these campaigns, and we can walk through that for anybody who's interested, you can use the data to make money. And here's what I mean. When you send an email through Gmail or Microsoft Outlook or I think Zimbra, Zimbra is what we use, right, out in the field. So when you send an email through there, you don't know if somebody's engaging with your email unless they respond back. Or if you do a read receipt, which is creepy for clients, right? So, but with the CRM, you don't have to worry about it because it's going to tell you whether or not they are engaging with your campaigns. So when you come in here, and I encourage everybody to try this because you would be surprised at who's clicking on your campaigns now. So we're going to change this to like let's change this to the last 3 months, right? So you see here that CRM is telling us how many people have opened campaigns that we've either automatically sent and we forgot about it, or campaigns that we've actively sent. And this is money because when somebody clicks on your campaign from their personal email address, that's considered a high engagement. That's considered high engagement in the marketing world, right? Or in the digital marketing world. Because what is it doing? It's showing curiosity. So you can turn that into something. You click on that, you see who's opened it, you see when they opened it, okay? And then from this area, you can say, okay, what does Abdul have? So I'm going to click on their client profile, and hopefully this loads. This is a test area, test POL. But what it's doing now is it's bringing you into the client, right? Or maybe it's a recruit that you loaded through your Primerica app, or maybe it's one of your contacts. that you just uploaded through a CSV file, right? And now they're clicking on your stuff. So when it brings you into the client profile, which it's taking its time doing, um, and that happens sometimes. Hopefully it loads. But when it brings you in, you see what they have, who they are, and then you can decide what you want that phone conversation to be about because you got to make a phone call. You have to make a phone call, right? When you have high engagement, like somebody actually clicking on your email, and think about it, why do we call it high engagement? Before I got on this call, I must have I kid you not, I must have mass deleted like 2,000 emails from my Gmail. I didn't even look at them because I just got tired of just seeing all the. So when somebody doesn't do that, right? And they're like, oh, I remember Mariah. Let's see what she's talking about. That's considered high engagement, and you can capitalize on that. So in this case, it's a life client. Maybe it's time for you to make a call out and say, hey, let's talk about doing a free analysis of your entire financial condition that would cost you $4,000 at some other company. Let's schedule an F&A. And then you get the security sale. So you make the call and then you exit the profile. And where does it bring you? On to the next one. Go into their profile, make a call, leave a voicemail. It works. Let me show you guys something just really quick. You may have seen this before. This is from an RVP, Charles and Lori Calloway, and I actually have updated numbers because this is happening across the company. But this is a good example. So they sent 211 CRM campaigns. And I can't remember it was the July 4th campaign. It was automatically sent, actually. Right? So then they checked it. They're like, oh, wait, we have automated campaigns. Let's see if it sent the July 4th campaign. So they went into CRM. They did exactly what we did here in the system, right? Where you come under RMC and you click results. This is what they did. And when they looked at their results, they saw that 211 emails were sent. And the next day, 89 emails were opened. Same thing we did here. So what did they do? Going back to the slide, you see what they started? They started making phone calls to people who were engaging with their content. And look, out of those phone calls, they had to leave 63 voicemails, but they got 15 appointments set. Look at the bottom right. Look at the bottom right. That was their total cash flow just from following up on their digital engagement in CRM within a month, right? Um, People always I work closely with Tony and Shelly Narain, right? People always ask me, they're like, what's their secret? What's their secret? I'm telling y'all, this is their secret. They do what's called lock-ins, right? And it's like Friday, Saturday to Sunday morning. They are in the office seeing who's engaging with their CRM campaigns and following up and saying, hey, okay, well, maybe we can book an F&A. Do you want to come in person? Or we can do it through Zoom. Oh, I only need 10 minutes. I only need 15 minutes. Shelly's making the call. Across from her is Tony, literally in a whole different cubicle. There's Tony. And Shelly's like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad that you made the decision to finally start investing. I'm going to get you over to Tony. They just crossed over 2.2 million like 4 days ago. 2.2 million in income. And I've sat there with them during those lock-in sessions and they go, right? And it's funny because if I talk about something else, Shelly would check me in a heartbeat, like, what are you talking about? We're making calls. Pay attention, pay attention. But it works. It works, okay? Um, so does that make sense to everybody so far? Are we
Absolutely,
good?
Doug, that's so powerful what you just showed. Um, you know, how you can, leverage the RMC campaigns. And let
Yeah.
me tell you something, the information that Primerica sends out with these campaigns, it's quality stuff, guys.
Yeah.
And if so, I mean, I'm talking about, and it's timed perfectly. We got tax season that's about to start. at the top of next year. I mean, we got all the goods. It's just a matter of, I think that you hit the nail on the head. For people who don't have 1,000 contacts in their CRM system, we got to get to 1,000 contacts like yesterday. And for those
Yeah.
of us who have close to or maybe already 1,000 contacts in there, it's just a matter of managing these campaigns and seeing who's what high engagement. What was it called?
High engagement. Right.
High engagement, doing those follow-ups and tracking the results of that. And I'm excited about just this alone. You can end the training now, don't, but I just with that nugget alone for
Yeah.
Raheem and I already know that we can do something with that.
But does anybody else have any questions? Because I really want y'all to get into this.
Douglas, I did have a question and I wanted to thank you. This is Julia. And I
Hey,
just want to
Julian.
say a lesson learned from the last time that you were here. It's very important not only to get the phone numbers, but you have to get the emails. You need to make sure when you're reaching out to your clients, get their phone numbers and their emails.
Absolutely, Julia. And let me show you a little trick for it because um a lot of times I see people not load. Well, they create the CSV file, and the CSV file, you're going to have people in there, their contacts. You're not going to have everybody's email address, right? Still load it anyway. Here's why. This screenshot that I showed you before, what one thing I forgot to mention is that some of these phone calls were people who hit under this status. Let me show you. You click results. All right, you go to the last 3 months. There's this thing here called undeliverable, right? So even if you don't have an email at the time, when you export your contacts into that Excel file and upload it anyway, even if they don't have an email. And here's why. CRM knows it's not going to have an email. It's not going to send an email, right? Because it knows it's not there, but it's going to let you know, hey, some of these were undeliverable. So you click on deliverable and it'll tell you whether it was bounced, not available. So what do? That's a good reason to make an outbound call to somebody. Hey, just following up with you, making sure you're on track financially. It's the New Year's, let's see if we can get some things in order. Also, I noticed that we don't have three of your emergency contacts, right? Very important. I see you have your policy with us. Let's talk about an investment. Let's rerun the FNA and see if we can nail three emergency contacts. Now we know, but hey, it works. It works. Any questions on that, guys? Okay, cool.
I,
Cool.
I had one more question. So
Yeah, go ahead.
in our system, Douglas, we do the mobile FNA. We do that.
Okay.
So we're collecting their name and date of birth. What I haven't been doing, and I know some teammates probably, I hadn't been getting their phone number and their email address there. And I think I know the answer to this, but when we collect their phone number and their email address in the mobile FNA, it automatically populates in the CRM. Does it do that?
It does.
Perfect.
It's already in there. So it's not just your clients, it's any FNA that you've done. All their information is there. Okay.
Perfect.
Also, I wanted to tell this I'm bringing this up because in our meeting earlier with Glenn, um we were looking at numbers associated with people who did the full FNA and looking at their income. And there's a thing there. It's real. Yeah, incomes are higher, right? That's just an FYI. Content library. I want to make sure I know how much time do I got, Nick? About 13 minutes.
Uh, no, man, I got you all the way to 8 o'clock if you need to do it. Yeah. So
Okay, cool,
good.
cool. So okay, now we're gonna go through okay, how to use CRM. What are the different CRM marketing campaigns and the best way to use them? How to set up and use landing pages. Okay. Landing pages are big, guys. So your landing page is the public website that you create through CRM, right? And you use it. And coming next year, we're going to be able to see who's been clicking on your landing page, by the way, which is going to be huge. because that's another form of engagement. That's another form of digital engagement. And again, this is an industry. CRMs are an industry. Like they have marketing terminology for somebody clicking on an email or somebody clicking on the How Money Works PDF web link that's inside of your livemore.net. It shows different kinds of engagement, and the quicker that you can tie some human contact to the point of digital engagement, the more likely you're going to get business. But landing pages are very strong. I'm going to show you where they are. You come into CRM, you click landing page, and this is going to bring you to the various landing pages that you're able to create right now, according to your licenses, right? So, but here's the thing, guys. If somebody just got their solution number and they don't even have licenses yet, they can still start promoting their business through this landing page. They can start uploading their contacts into CRM now and targeting them with the opportunity focused landing page. They can do that without a license. And it's just an additional tool they can have to bring more people into the business while they're studying for their licenses. So here's the livemore.net opportunity focused landing page. Now, when you go in, say you're a new recruit, you're only going to see this one, the livemore.net. That's the only one that you see. And what you want to do is click edit, and it's going to bring you through the process of creating your website. So it's going to ask you for this. Do you want to display your team name or not? Do you want to add a get more information link? That's one of the options here. You want to click yes, because then it's going to tell you who's been clicking on that link, right? You can include the Primerica logo, but you don't have to include the Primerica logo. That's one of the things that Primerica has realized, especially since the decade of dominance. We have a whole social media strategy that's working right now, and you have options to include what are called white labeled marketing products, which white label means it doesn't mention Primerica, because we're finding that the social media content that we give to the field to use, it gets more clicks when there's not a company named explicitly, right? So that works. And then of course you can set up your group meetings. Then you just hit submit, and it brings you, and it creates this website for you. But I want to show you what it looks like. So here's what it looks like, right? Here's the Spanish version. You can click up here for the English version. It'll have your picture here. It'll have this video that plays. And if you notice, when we were at the screen before the screen, you can choose what kind of video you want, which video you want. This is the get more information link. This is to schedule an appointment. You click that, it brings them into your Calendly or your Acuity or whoever you use to schedule appointments for Zoom meetings. You can add Zoom on there if you use the Zoom scheduler, right? And you get metrics off that, right? And that works because say somebody clicks on schedule an appointment, but they don't schedule anything. Or say they click on get more information, but they don't follow up with you. But they've expressed engagement. So there was curiosity there, and you can follow up on that. Now, you don't want to follow up like within 2 hours or like the next morning, right? Like, hey, I saw you click my campaign. That like what? That's creepy, right? But this is what I recommend. If you're new, if this is somebody that's new, and if you're new to the Primerica business, it's okay to follow up quickly, because if you get them on the phone, you just want to express that your intention was to put a human person behind what they received. Because spam is going, you don't want to fall into that spam category, especially with new recruits, new clients. And by new clients, I mean like new clients, like maybe 2 or 3 months, right? But outside of that, you see that somebody clicked on schedule an appointment, but they didn't schedule anything. You see they click get more information, but they didn't click on any other items once you go to the page for get more information. Give it 2 or 3 days, right? And then you call them up. and then you talk about an F&A, or you talk about their financial needs or what you do, the trajectory of the industry that you're in, it works, right? So that, and then of course we have the how money works landing page, which I think is really cool. So if you're licensed, you will have access to this. Ah, it's down. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can go to another one. Dang, it's down. I really wanted you guys to see that. Um, Let me see here. Can I see it here? Uh, has anybody done their landing page on here by chance? Roz, have you done the How Money Works one? Oh, we got some pros on here. What? Hold on, wait. Raise your hand again if you've already done your landing page. That's what's up. Okay, cool. So you know what it looks like. That's cool. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so how to use your landing page. Instagram is huge. I don't know why. Out of TikTok, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, for whatever reason, people get traction when they put this into their Instagram bio. And that depends on whether or not you are using social media as a strategy to recruit or get new business. Because what happens is if you're consistently posting and sticking to what's called the 80-20 ratio for social media, meaning 80% of what you post is entertaining, like edutainment, personal, about you, not just about Primerica. And then 20% within a given month of what you post needs to be exclusive to Primerica. And I can do a whole training about using social media to get recruits. But if you're sticking to that process and you have your landing page, we're seeing a lot more traction as far as recruiting and new business. For whatever reason, you put that landing page inside of your bio for Instagram, you're likely to get a DM after consistently posting on social media asking, okay, so what is it that you do? That's pretty cool, you know? So that's how you use the landing page. Also, you can text it and you can DM your landing page. Now you got to make you got to make sure you have some type of relationship with whoever you're DMing. You can't just go out and start DMing everybody. Um, but that's basically how you use the landing page. Go ahead, Marquis. I see your question. I see your hand. You good? Okay, cool. All right, all right. So
Sean,
now
I think you had a
we're
question.
going.
Sean,
Go
did you have a
ahead.
question?
Anybody?
Hey Douglas, this is great. Appreciate this.
No
Just a
problem.
question back on your CSV file. Is there a process for or a requirement for permission to adding people's email to CRM? In other
No,
words, do we need to call them to, if we have their email like in our phone, do we need to get their permission to send them information directly to their email?
it's considered non-consent, right? So permission through non-consent. When you send the email to them, whether or not they respond is their consent. I know that sounds weird, and a lot of it is legal jargon, but the short answer is no. You can send an email. You can send an email to them if you have their information, right? Um, and likely if you have somebody to the point of getting their email, they've already expressed some kind of consent. But the action that keeps you protected in the long run from sending an email to those people it's a non-consent clause. Does that help?
The non-consent clause is where? Is that in something that we sent them, or that just exists in uh, some document or legal procedure?
Yeah. So what you would want to do is email. Hold on one second. I'll give you the person. Let me see here. Social media. Give me 1 second. Oh wait, it's here. Hold on 1 second. So if you come down here, that's a good question too. Give me 1 second. Where is she at? I believe it's Did it not bring me in there? There it goes, the social media blueprint. Where is it? It's not in the blueprint.
I think that what you're expressing, Douglas, is that it's different than calling somebody, because there are people that are on the do not call list.
Yeah, it's yeah, when you're emailing, it's a different kind of consent, right? It's not like a phone call.
And I think that that's the separation, Sean. There's the do not call list where you're actually making a phone call to a person versus the email.
I found it. So here's who you want to email. Do you have access to the chat?
Yes, and thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No, I actually appreciate that. I appreciate that question. So social media at media advisory. Please email. No, I didn't even post it. Okay. Social media advisory at premium.com. Okay. All right. I just dropped it into the chat. Okay. But you're going to email them. And actually, if go ahead and email them and have them explain in detail how that process works for digital communications. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Did anybody else have a question?
Yeah, there's a question in the chat from one of our teammates, Latrice.
Okay.
Are campaigns sent automatically, or do you have to actively choose and send the messages you want?
Good question. So you can go into CRM right now and activate automated campaigns. And if you're not doing it, I recommend you do it. Here's how you do it. When you come into POL, you're going to click on CRM. And on the left, you're going to see an option called preferences. That's going to populate here in a second. Let's see here. Let's try this again. Please don't go down. This test environment, sometimes they bring it down in the evening. But it's pretty cool because you get to see things that aren't available yet, but that we're testing. So I'm going to show you guys some of that too. But this is available when you come into CRM on the left side. You're going to scroll down until you see preferences. And when you click preferences, it's going to bring you into how your signature already looks. It's going to ask you, make sure you have your mobile number in there, your title. But the second tab over is called automated campaigns, right? So these are all tabs. When you click automated campaigns, it's going to give you the option to select. I say all US campaigns. Always select all. If you click US campaigns, it's going to select all of them. We'll see. Hold on one second. Let's try it again. When you click US campaigns, it's going to select all of these. It's not doing it live because I think there's a lag in the system. There it goes. Okay. So now you're good, right? So now you may forget about this 2 weeks from now, right? But they're still going to get something on Christmas. They're going to get something on President's Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, right? Like that example that I showed you before. It was an automated campaign. This is the July 4th campaign, right? So they weren't even actively sending campaigns and they were still able to get some cash flow from it. But that's how you set it up, okay? Any other questions?
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions, guys? You can also schedule campaigns in advance if you want them to go out on a certain day. This is a little bit more complicated. These are called sequences. So we're still this is live right now. Sequences is live, but we haven't gotten too many results. We've heard positive things, and basically what it is in the CRM world, there's a type of campaign called a drip campaign. Okay. So that means one email goes out. If the person clicks on that email that you sent through CRM, then automatically they get another one. If they don't click on it, then the system will wait 7 days and then drip another campaign into their inbox. Now, I've heard that these have been very effective, but this was kind of just unveiled recently, so we don't have much feedback on it. But if you're interested in doing it, let's see if we can go into it. Sequences. Okay, so like here's one that I created, right? Um, I really like, say, the business owner recruiting series. Okay. And then I like the first contact email. And then there was the follow-up email. And I really like the how money works email and prospecting series. So what happens? When you create a sequence, when you click this button, it's going to take you through all of the campaigns. It's going to let you view the campaigns, and it takes some time to put it together, but people get creative with it. That is one thing that I've noticed. It like people will notice patterns in our CRM campaigns that we didn't even realize. Like, okay, well, if I hit them with this campaign first and they click on it, then I want them to get this campaign. And you can always review all of the campaigns by going to the content library. Um, but say you wanted to use this campaign first, right? Which is campaigns under warm market. You can send this to asking for referrals, okay? And then if they click on that, maybe you want to come back. If they click on that campaign, maybe you can hit them with the recruiting campaign. And I'll show you our recruiting campaign really quick. We have about 11. But remember that last email that I just showed you. And maybe you want to set up your sequence to where if they click on that campaign or after 7 days and they don't click on it, if you're within the month, you want to mention the reduced IBA, right? Or maybe you want to send them the business owner series if it's a business owner. That one's getting a lot of great traction right now. Let me see the business owner. Reduce IBA, securities license. We had one for business owners. This one is good. This one's getting a lot of traction too, and teachers, right? Women currently make up about 64% of the company. Um, it's amazing, right? I think last year it was like 67 of every promotion in the field, every promotion, district, division, RVP, was female, right? So maybe you want to send something like that, and you can create an entire strategy around empowering women that will work for you. Also, teachers. We're noticing a lot of teachers who get into the business, they have more retention. If you recruit a teacher and get them securities licensed, what the data shows is that there's a strong possibility that person is going to stay with you for the tenure of your career, and they're going to produce. They're going to make income. And that's for a lot of reasons, because at the end of the day, what is this profession? We're teaching people, right? But there's different ways that you can create sequences. And I think you said something about reports, right? We wanted to look at reports. Reports. Okay. This one is really cool. So I'm glad you said this one, because a lot of people don't look at this. But if you come into CRM and you click on reports, it's going to give you some options. It's going to tell you first who's like the AUM leaders, the mortgage leaders, the investments and savings, or you can create a custom report. Now, Nick, to your point, the report functionality really works for people who have investments. Very strong for people who have investments. We are looking to add more premium strategies, but the custom reports were a CRM request from our securities producers. And here's why. I'll show you. Say you go into your investment report, and in this case, this is a SNSD, and a lot of this, if all of it, is fake data, so I'm not too worried about it. But I want you guys to see how the report is broken down. There we go. Okay. So as you grow and get stronger in investments, these kind of metrics work for you. Now remember, I came over to the left, I clicked reports, and then clicked investments and savings, right? So it's going to tell you your whole AUM, right? And then it's going to tell you how your products are segmented, right? So you see in this scenario, 60% of her investments are what are called retail mutual funds. Those are mutual funds that are offered through the platform. Those are mutual funds you can do through turbo apps, right? So 60% of that are standard IRAs, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, all done through turbo apps using mutual fund providers. Okay. You see the little purple here, which is 0.63%. That's the amount of managed account activity that's there. And then it tells you how much you have in annuities and also how many you had in what's called US Mutual Fund Direct, which are uh, fund companies like American funds who don't sit on our platform. You have to fill out all this paper just to get the client invested. Then you also have the breakdown of clients, right? By their account value. Now, this helps. This does help, right? Because first off, if you have a client, this is pretty cool to show the client because this lets them know, okay, oh, they're really in the advisor game, right? This is an interface that is popular in any financial professionals. Like if you're working for LPL Financial or what have you, you want to show what kind of customization you have because that actually helps you get the sale. So that's really how reports are used. And also, guys, we're open to ideas on how to leverage premium numbers with the reports. So if you have any ideas, please email them to me. Please email them to me. Um, so I know I've spent a lot of time in CRM just showing you what you can do, but what I also want to do is show you what's kind of Go ahead, Omar. I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for all the great information, Douglas. My question is, has the process been simplified as far as creating an appointment on the CRM and then syncing that into like a Gmail calendar or something? Because I know before you had to copy the CSV file and it was kind of like a pain. So I don't know how to do that or if
So
it's better.
so that would be handled through your scheduling page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you do when you come under here, under when you go to CRM, you come on the navy blue left-hand panel. When you click on preferences, you'll notice there's an option there to add your scheduling link.
Okay.
So once you add your scheduling link, it's going to take usually a day or two or four to get approved, right? Once it's approved, that scheduling link is what clients will be using, and you can actually provide that scheduling link to clients. I'm not sure if I'm addressing your question though.
So if I'm using schedule link Zoom, I try to follow, my calendar through Google Calendar.
Hmm.
How would that work? Or if,
Oh,
but
yeah.
if
So, yeah. So if you go into your Zoom scheduler, let me see here. I know it has sign in somewhere. Zoom kills me. You actually have to Google Zoom sign in. There it is. Okay, so we're signed in, right? Let me see here. Meetings, webinars, personal contacts, surveys, scheduler. Okay. So you have to go into your Zoom profile,
okay,
right? So you actually not through the app, not through the program, but the web interface, right? And you go into your scheduler and you'll actually have the option to link your Zoom scheduler with your Gmail. And I'm just
okay.
trying to find it now. Where's it at? There's a way to link them. Or if you're in a bind, you can use my best friend, right?
Hmm. Right.
Link my Zoom calendar to my.
So yeah, there is a possibility to link all three basically.
Oh yeah, right. All right, so
Yeah.
this is how you do it.
Okay, perfect.
You see it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I promise you, if you go, you saw how quick Chat GPT just told us.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, let's go. Y'all tired of hearing me run my mouth yet?
No, you good. Keep going. So good. This is so good.
This is fun, guys. All right, so now I'm going to show you what's in the pipeline, right? So we have the RMC campaigns. And just so you know, that says RMC, not CRM. And we're fixing that at the beginning of the year. It's not a typo. But a couple of years ago, we tried to like create a CRM system and it went horrible. Some of you may have remembered it. It was called the Rep Marketing Center. Well, it wasn't that bad. The Rep Marketing Center was not that bad. It really wasn't. But this is like exponentially better. So the Rep Marketing Center is what holds all of these campaigns. So CRM is pulling from RMC. And that's why when you click on this, it says RMC campaign. Because the Rep Marketing Center is still a great place to house all of the campaigns digitally so you can access them easily. So we talked about okay, campaigns. What's coming down the pipeline? One thing I'm excited about is the RMC broadcast. This is going to allow you to kind of add your own unique brand and identity to what you send out. And it's beautiful because you can still track who's clicking on it. Um, like for instance, you have here, you want to create your own. Maybe you want to create your own campaign, right? And maybe you want to attach a small video of yourself in that campaign. Maybe you want to use a different PDF. You create it here. You add your subject line, you type in whatever you want. You see it says attach files. That's where you can upload things like maybe a 15, 20-second video of yourself explaining the difference between a Roth IRA and traditional IRA, which is actually compliant. A lot of people don't realize that. You can talk on investment education. What you cannot do is speak specifically to products. So here's the difference between a non-traditional. I'm sorry, here's the difference between a qualified and a non-qualified account, right? That's completely fine because that's considered education as long as you have the licenses. I really think you should get into the Franklin Income Fund. Even though it's an income fund, it operates like a growth fund and has 30% return. That's a problem, right? So anyway, you can add your own description and you check the box, and then this actually gets reviewed, right? And then once your campaign is approved, it'll show up in your list of campaigns. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about that because um, this is where people are really going to get into CRM. Because when you see the result of something that you created, there's a whole different feel to it, right? So there's RMC campaign opportunities. So this is a new feature. This is what's coming down the line. We're gonna integrate the FNA into CRM. So what does that mean? This is why also I was talking about the importance of doing a full FNA because the information is going to be shared with your CRM. And when you click on opportunities here, it's going to show you clients based on the information entered into the FNA. It's going to show you recommendations for products and why that client now fits certain products. Isn't that wild? So it's like, oh, okay, you click on it, opportunities, it's going to say, okay, John Michelson, he just turned 59 and a half. Or for instance, Casey so-and-so, she just crossed over 59 and a half. Maybe she can do a qualified rollover from her 401k that she disclosed on her FNA. Hit click, it sends the campaign to Stacy. Now you can see if she clicks it, when she clicks it, make the call, get the sale, right? So that's one thing that we're looking into. You're not going to see this if you log into CRM because it's still under development. And then you're not going to see RMC broadcast if you log into CRM now because that's still in development. Okay. Bulk import, I'm so excited about bulk import because for a year, guys, I was showing this to people in the test environment, and I was like, oh, it's coming next month. Oh, it's coming in October. and it just wasn't showing up. So now it's there. We had to get some fixes. I showed you guys about preferences. And in all honesty, if you're confused by any of this, anything that's been said today, go to this tab, not the training tab. Go to the help tab at the bottom because the help tab is actually going to break down everything I've been talking about in like 3 to 5 minute videos. If you go to training, you're going to get slapped with an hour-long video and you're not even sure. Just go to help, not training. And you see what it does. It gives you a couple of minutes creating your Primerica website, signature preferences. These are all under 5 minutes and they're very efficient using your contact list, searching your contact, merging and unmerging contacts. You can find all of that under the help, which is the very last link on the left side. But I'm thinking that that's all that I wanted to cover. I can't think of anything else offhand, guys. Um, any other questions?
Douglas, I had a question.
Hmm.
If you have a specific campaign that you want to send to a specific person,
Hmm.
not automated, how do you do that?
Okay. So what you'll do is go into all of your contacts, right? So
Mhm.
you're in CRM. You click on your contacts, and that's going to bring you to the person, or it's going to let you find the individual person. And this may take a second. So I clicked CRM, opportunities, left-hand side, contacts. And eventually this will show up. Please. I wonder if I have it open in another one. It could be because, but okay, so what it's going to do when it brings up the contacts, you'll see in this case, it's a test environment. So it has a lot of fake data. So it takes a while to retrieve it. But when you go inside your contacts, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you. One second. Switch CRM. Okay. 1 second. Let's try. Okay. So when you go into contacts, okay. There we go. So, okay. You find the person, right? You can search by their name. And when you find that person, let me see if I can bring up a person. Okay. So you click on their name, right? And that brings you into their profile. Now you say you just want to send them a campaign. You'll see right here, you can send them a campaign from this area. You see it?
Yes,
Okay. Sorry it took so long for that to load, but I really
that's
wanted
okay.
you to see it. So yeah, and anytime you go into contacts, if you're just looking at your list of contacts, it may hit you like, oh, I should send her this campaign. Spend some time looking at those campaigns because they're really pretty cool. The business owner recruiting series is really cool because um, we're hiring a lot of business owners that are doing very well. And if you've been with Primerica for a while, you know how we are about the possibility of mixing business, conflict of interest. We have a very strong legal and compliance department that's kept us out of the news for almost 50 years, right? But we are we are getting more comfortable with the fact that in order to be in this kind of business, you have to interact with other business owners. Now, not the ones that have an obvious conflict of interest, right? Like you don't want to be posting a social media post with your local real estate investor, right? But if you have somebody that owns a mom and pop shop, right? If like entrepreneurs are pulled into this, right? Say you have somebody who owns a bakery, things like that. You want to leverage business owners because the numbers show they typically do very well. They typically do very well. Some of them may never go RVP. Maybe they'll decide to say, "Hey, I'm good with doing products and da da da." But they perform great as districts. Some of them do, and the ones that do take the step and go the RVP route, they're usually pretty strong performers. What else? I think that's all that I wanted to cover, guys.
Well, Douglas, this was nothing short of amazing. What you
Thank
shared
you.
with us this evening. Every explanation, every detail, every nugget that you shared, we can apply this tonight, and we can use it. And I think one of the questions I put out there to you last night was like, "Hey man, what's some CRM homework that we can do between now and the end of the year going into 2026?" I can tell you right now, man, it's just, hey, load your contacts in.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
make sure
And
that.
if you run into issues, you just reach out.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
Absolutely. But guys, this is the time to go hard in this business right now. Like this over the next 5 to 6 years, you can have Keith Auto money. This is real now, right? We're having $1 million earners. I mean, I've never seen so many RVP $1 million earners. And if you think this year was wild, it's going to be double next year, right? And you can take part in that with what you have right now, with what you know right now. You can absolutely hit those benchmarks, you know? So I just want to see one of us become a millionaire within a year. It's possible. It's possible now. But okay, I'll leave you guys. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Man, we appreciate you, my brother. If you guys don't mind, please come off mute once again and give it up for Douglas Hunt, our friend, our brother, man. Give it up.
Thank you guys. I'm
That
gonna
is
let you know when I'm
amazing.
out
Thank
there.
you,
That was
thank you,
Thank you,
thank you.
Douglas. This
outstanding.
was
Thank you so
amazing. Great
much.
information
Oh
at the
my
Dude, thank
beginning.
gosh.
you.
No
It
Amazing.
was
problem.
Thank
Really
incredible.
you.
was.
Thank
Thanks for having
you.
Yes.
me, guys. Nick, I'm gonna let you know when I'm out there in Houston, bro.
Please do. If you come this way, man, hey, don't come to the city.
Oh, I
If
won't.
not, let Rahima and I know, man. We want to be able to hook up with you.
Let's do a
And
dinner or something. That works, bro.
absolutely, man. You take care. Be blessed,
All
brother.
right. Take care, guys.